Hi, my name is Connolly, and I'm an artist. I have always loved making art, and I've always loved drawing from the human figure. But there was a time when I was a kid that I didn't always love making art. And I think that's when I thought that art had to be all right and perfect. And as I've gotten older, I realized that art can also be wrong to be really good. I am thinking about how I want to draw from the figure today with this cool girl. Her name is Kaylee. I think for fun today, I am going to do a blind contour drawing of Kaylee, and I like how it always keeps you really humble. Like you're like, oh, I know how to draw, and then you do a blind contour and you're like, I don't know how to draw. Now, usually for a blind contour, maybe you would say, I'm not gonna look at the paper at all. I'm gonna give myself a 4-look rule, all right? So I'm gonna put out 4 pencils, and every time I look, I have to put one of them back. And then once I put all those back, I can't look anymore. I'm feeling ready and I'm feeling nervous. Whew, okay, I got this. All right, follow some of these fun, like choppy haircut lines down here. Okay, I'm gonna do one of my looks. Okay, I'm killing it. It's really fun when you are making art to try new things that you haven't tried before. It's really tempting to just say like, oh, I always have to get better. I have to be better. But a lot of times we start to lose confidence in ourselves because we're so hard on ourselves, and that's not just in art, that's in life, right? Oh, I only have one look left. This is terrifying. Okay, we are gonna move into the collar details here. I think the reason a blind contour drawing is such a great exercise is because it takes away one of our most used skills, right? So when we think we're good at art, we think we're really good at looking at something and then drawing that thing that we see with our eyes. But when you take away your eyes, it starts to test you in a new way to say, in what ways am I good at art? And what do I actually value about art making? Do I value seeing the exact thing the right way that it should, quote unquote, should be? Or do I value seeing interesting and unique things that surprise me? Oh, wow. I'm basically Picasso. Okay, I have one look left, so I'm gonna have to decide where I'm gonna use my look. And it's definitely gonna be with the gaze. Now, you may hear about this in art, but the gaze is the way that the eyes are looking. And the tiniest little increments of whether the eyes are looking this way, down, up, at the camera, or in other ways, make a huge difference in how the person experiences when they look at art. Changing the gaze just subtly is going to change a huge amount of how people experience the artwork. I am going to give myself kind of just a new point. Let's look at it at the same time. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Incredible.
Aren't you beautiful?
That's amazing. Beautiful stuff. That is great.
So that is a blind contour drawing. I looked 4 times. I think I should have used my looks a little bit more wisely, but I like it. I kind of hate it, but I love it. One of the magical things about art is when you can create a new way of seeing the human figure that our human eyes can't see. It creates a really interesting way for us to connect and to find new meaning out of something that we don't yet understand. And so being able to take what I learn and then play with the rules and create something new is one of my favorite ways to practice art. I remember when I was a kid thinking that I wasn't very good at art or I didn't like doing art because I felt like you had to draw what you saw perfectly or exactly. And as I got older, I realized that a lot of the art that I loved the very most didn't do that at all. So really good art in my mind is art where you learn how to, you learn the rules of what you're doing and then you learn how to break the rules. And you do this over and over again with different pieces of art, and as you get older, you learn the rules and you break the rules. And as you do this over and over and over again, that's when you get to have a really fun time with art and make really interesting art too. Something that's important when you're drawing is to not get too focused on details. I could spend 10 minutes on one fingernail if I wanted to, but then I would have missed the whole picture of what's going on here. So when I'm able to kind of not worry too much about what I'm doing and thinking, I'm gonna get the idea of something here, and then I'm gonna get the idea of something over here. And I keep doing that over and over again, and you keep moving. It's kind of like a dance. You just keep moving and dancing and moving and dancing and not feeling too worried about anything, because you can always take an eraser, you can always change things or not. Everything you decide to add, it changes the story that you're telling. And with one change, you can completely change the entire story the way that you thought you knew it. Then you're like, oh, that's totally different than what I thought was happening here. So that's kind of a cool thing. That's how you do the background. All right, this is a masterpiece, so I'm going to sign it with my last name with this pink pen.